What up, Suspendees? It's Ben from Suspendee Studios, and I want to pick up where we left off. And now that we kind of, let's go here. Now that we kind of have an idea of what we're gonna make our world like, let's finally create our player that walks around, and we're gonna go ahead and create a little collision system. Now, first off, with the collision system, we're just gonna create a little bit of a sprite box. You can do whatever you want with this. You can resize it how you want, but let's go ahead. We'll make it red, and I wonder if I can set can I set the? All right, that's sad. The old Game Maker had the ability for you to set the transparency of it, or the opacity of it. It looks like it's not showing, but oh well. Let's go ahead and let's finally make the player go left and right and up and down. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to implement something called states. Now we're going to be using enumerators. They're awesome. You don't have to use enumerators, but I'm going to be using them because apparently it's a new standard. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do enum, and then you're going to want to have the name of that variable you have. So state, and it's going to have multiple states in it, or it's going to have multiple little variables in it. It's going to autofill for it, and we're just going to have to say stand, walk, run, attack, and we're going to add in more and whatever, but you can see here these are constant, so this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. What we can do here is we can do if current, we want to have a variable actually with state there, so we're going to say current equals state dot stand, and we're going to say if current equals state dot stand, we're not going to do anything actually. We're just going to say image speed equals 0. And just to let you know, yes, you can set up the image. If you set the image speed to equal 0, it's going to equal nothing. So we're just going to set image speed equals 0, image index equal to 0, 2. And there we go. Now let's go ahead and let's add in some sprites for the animations later on. SPR player up. Okay. That's just some of the stuff I did earlier. Okay, that's not it. Import strip image. Okay. Give me a second. Let me open this up on my other. Just browse my computer. And here we go. So, oh yeah, this is just some stuff I did earlier. It's just some testing stuff. Resize. You want to click on resize in order to get this. Oh yeah, sorry. Import strip image. I said import strip image, but character import strip image. We're gonna say walk up, and we're gonna actually we can go all the way up here, 0. And offset 2, 0, 2. $16. And there we go. So we'll go ahead and we'll set this baby to 8 or baby to 12, and there we go. Down, up, and all we have to do is add in the final one, which is SPR left. Player left, and we'll go ahead and we'll throw this in again. Oh, okay. Looks like we're gonna have to close this, and we're gonna have to import strip image again. It's kind of hard to get into the habit. Okay, number of frames. So we want to see our guy going to the left. So currently he's walking to the left. So we are going to have 4 cells or 3 cells, 4 frames. And there you go. So he's facing to the left. Now, if we do, we're going to set up the movement system. So we're going to do var left equals keyboard check ord ord A, and we're going to set this to negative, and we're going to do it for right too. And up and down. It's kind of hard to double click things nowadays. I don't know why. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to set the controls for this. So left, right, up, and down. Now remember, left plus right, if somebody holds down on left, it's going to be -1. Someone holds down on right, it's going to be 1. If they both hold it down, it's going to be equal to 0, which we're going to multiply our VSP, or our speed, which will go up or down, left or right. So we're going to do sped equals 5, VSP equals 0, HSP equals 0. Won't need to do any gravity systems, luckily, so that's not going to be a pain at all. We're going to do var move equals left plus right, and we're going to do move times sped. HSP equals move times sped. We're going to do the exact same thing for up plus down, and we're going to say VSP equals move times sped. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to check for collisions. Now how we're going to do this, usually people check for one object. We're going to use something called place free. Now if you want to do place meeting and you're not comfortable with using this function, that's fine, but you're going to have to only use one object. And we are going to throw in solid objects on top of the tiles, and we're going to make them invisible. So that's how we're going to work with collisions. We're going to do place meeting, or no, sorry, place free. We want to put an exclamation point behind it. X plus HSP Y, and while place free X plus sign HSP Y, X plus equals sign HSP equals 0. We're going to throw this for the vertical collision code. Looks like there's a train outside. Sorry about that. If you've heard that, you know, it's my environment. Sorry about that, guys. And finally, at the end, we'll do X plus equals HSP and Y plus equals VSP. Finally, finishing touch to test for the collisions. We're going to say collision object. We're going to throw this in here. We're going to make this solid. Now remember, place free. It'll check for a collision, but it'll check for whether there's no solid object there. So if you put an exclamation point behind it, if place free outputs false, that means there's a solid object there. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to create a brand new little thing here. We're going to say collisions, and we're going to go ahead and we'll throw this here, throw this, and just to let you know, you can click on it and you can go to the left or right of it, and we're going to close this. Now the good part about this is we can duplicate this. We can create a duplicate of this as well. And this is a 16 by 16 object. So there we go. And we may want to make this, we're going to double the size of this just for the sake of that. And there we go. Now I will say Game Maker or Yo-Yo Games made it really hard to place down a repeated number of objects, probably because of the tile mapping system. You just have to drag it from here. But you know, what we're going to want to do is that we're going to want to go into here, and we're going to want to uncheck visible for both of these. So it'll be visible in the room, or in the room editor, but it won't be visible to our player. Now, if we go ahead and we start running this, if we go right, left, we go down, you can see here, this is where the little objects are. It won't let us move right, won't let us move down once we go over here. And you see here we have to make it to the side, and that's exactly why that 100 thing matters. So let's go ahead and let's set the border. If you're having that trouble, do this. Set that to 480. I forgot to change that back. Sorry about that. And you can see here it's falling around our little player guy. And it's looking really cool, guys. And we'll be able to throw those collision objects over, you know, the castle tiles and stuff, and we'll be able to make it so our player can't walk into this area. Now, you probably will want to use place meeting if you want to ban the player from entering certain areas, but you want to let the player enter it later. For example, if you want your player to enter into the water for some reason. There might be a water animation, I don't know. But yeah, that's part 1 of how to make a moving player, and thanks so much for watching.